Hello and welcome back to our channel, where we explore the fascinating world of coins, tiny metal pieces that carry centuries of history, culture, and symbolism. Today's episode is all about a small but mighty coin, the 2010 United Kingdom 5 pence coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II with the Latin inscription Elizabeth II d.g. reg. FD. At first glance, the 5 pence coin may seem ordinary, just another small silver-colored coin in everyday circulation. But when we look closely, its design, its inscriptions, and the story behind its creation reveal layers of British history, tradition, and cultural identity. Over the next 4,000 words, we will dive deep into the origin of the 5 pence coin, the significance of its 2010 issue, the meaning behind its inscriptions, the role of Queen Elizabeth II on coinage, and its value as a collectible. So, let's begin this numismatic journey. Part 1. The origins of the 5 pence coin. The story of the 5 pence coin starts with the decimalization of British currency. Before 1971, the United Kingdom used a currency system based on pounds, shillings, and pence. There were 12 pence in a shilling and 20 shillings in a pound, making a pound equal to 240 pence. While this system worked for centuries, it was complicated for calculations and trade, especially as global commerce expanded. In 1971, the UK officially adopted the decimal system, simplifying the pound into 100 new pence. This was a turning point in British coinage history. When decimalization was introduced, the 5 new pence coin replaced the old shilling. Both coins were initially the same size and worth the same value, so people could use either interchangeably during the transition. The early 5 pence coins were larger than the modern ones we know today, but in 1990, the Royal Mint reduced their size to make them more practical for circulation. By 2010, the coin had already been through several changes in design, size, and metal composition. But one thing remained constant: the presence of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait and the traditional Latin inscriptions. Part 2. The Queen's portrait on the 2010 coins in the United Kingdom are famous for featuring the reigning monarch on the obverse, or heads, side. Since 1953, all UK coins have featured Queen Elizabeth II, and over the decades, her portrait has been updated to reflect her age and changing reign. On the 2010 5 pence coin, the obverse carries the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley, IRB, in 1998. This portrait remained in use until 2015. The Rank Broadley portrait is distinctive because it shows a more realistic and mature depiction of the Queen. Unlike earlier, more idealized portraits, this one emphasizes her true likeness, including facial details and the royal diadem. Rank Broadley himself noted that he wanted to create a portrait that was recognizable and dignified, not overly romanticized. This portrait captured the Queen during her later years, a reminder of her long and stable reign, and it became one of the most widely circulated images of her across the UK and Commonwealth coinage. Part 3. The Latin inscription Elizabeth II d.g. reg. FD. Around the Queen's portrait on the 2010 coin, we see the inscription Elizabeth II d.g. reg. FD. This is a traditional inscription on British coins and holds great historical significance. Let's break it down. Elizabeth II refers to Queen Elizabeth II, the second queen named Elizabeth to rule the United Kingdom. D.G, short for Dei Gratia, meaning by the grace of God. Reg, short for Regina, meaning queen in Latin. F.D, short for Fidei Defensor, meaning defender of the faith. Put together, the inscription translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, defender of the faith. This tradition of Latin inscriptions dates back centuries, emphasizing the monarch's divine right to rule and their role as the protector of the Church of England. Even though Latin is no longer used in daily life, it remains a symbolic language of authority, continuity, and tradition on coinage. Part 4. The reverse design of the 2010 5 pence coin. Now, let's turn to the reverse side of the 2010 5 pence coin. Here, we see a modern design that reflects a new era in British coinage. In 2008, the Royal Mint launched a new series of coin designs created by Matthew Dent. This series was revolutionary because instead of featuring standalone symbols, the designs were parts of a larger puzzle. The Royal Shield of Arms, the 5 pence coin displays a section of the Royal Shield, the upper right quarter that contains the heraldic lion pason of England. When all the coins from 1p to 50p are placed together, they form the complete shield. This was a bold and innovative move by the Royal Mint, making everyday coins interactive and visually symbolic of unity. By 2010, this design was firmly in circulation, and the 5 pence coin had become a recognizable part of this shield series. Part 5, Metal Composition and Physical Details. The 2010 5 pence coin is made of nickel-plated steel, a shift from the earlier cupronickel versions. This change was part of the Royal Mint's cost-saving strategy, as nickel-plated steel is cheaper to produce while maintaining durability and appearance. Here are the specifications: diameter, 18.0 mm, weight, 3.25 g, thickness, 1.7 mm, milled, grooved, metal, nickel-plated steel. These small details matter to collectors and historians, as they represent both the practical economics of minting and the changing materials used in modern coinage. Part 6. The historical context of 2010. To understand the 2010 5 pence coin fully, we should also look at the world in 2010. In the UK, Prime Minister Gordon Brown was replaced by David Cameron, marking a shift in political leadership. Globally, the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis was still affecting economies, and coins like the 5p were part of the daily struggles of ordinary people managing expenses. For the monarchy, Queen Elizabeth II was continuing her long reign, approaching her diamond jubilee in 2012. The 2010 5 pence coin, then, was not just a piece of currency, it was a witness to a specific moment in history, quietly circulating in people's pockets during a time of political, economic, and social change. Part 7, Collectability and Value. Now, let's talk about what collectors love most: value. The 2010 5 pence coin is not considered rare, it was struck in large numbers for circulation. However, its value to collectors depends on several factors. 1. Condition: uncirculated or proof versions of the coin are worth more than heavily used ones. 2. Minting errors: coins with misstrikes, double strikes, or unusual features can fetch higher prices. 3. Historical context: as part of the Matthew Dent Shield series, the coin has added significance. 4. Sets: collectors often seek complete sets of shield coins from 1p to 50p, making the 5p coin an essential piece. On the secondary market, a circulated 2010 5p coin usually holds face value, but uncirculated or proof versions can be valued between £2 to £5, depending on demand. Part 8. Symbolism and Legacy. The 2010 5 pence coin carries layers of symbolism. The Queen's portrait represents monarchy and continuity, the Latin inscription represents tradition and faith, the reverse design reflects national identity and innovation. Together, these elements make the coin more than just money, it is a cultural artifact, telling the story of Britain in the early 21st century. Conclusion: so, what can we learn from the humble 2010 5 pence coin? It may be small in size, but it holds centuries of tradition through its inscriptions, reflects modern innovation through its shield design, and serves as a reminder of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign. For collectors and historians alike, this coin represents a bridge between the old and the new, between heritage and modernity. Next time you come across a 5 pence coin, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand. White heavy checkmark. And that concludes our in-depth exploration of the 2010 United Kingdom 5 pence coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. If you enjoyed this journey into numismatic history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more detailed stories about coins from around the world.